channel. Just thought I would share with you what I'm doing this last weekend before Christmas. I'm going to a cookie swap party on Saturday and I need to get started prepping for it. If you've never been to a cookie swap party, I thought I'd just explain to you how it works because it could be a couple different types of parties. The first one is I call a structured party where the host will tell you to bring like 5 dozen. When you get to the party, they take 3 dozen away and distribute it among everyone who comes to take home, and then the other couple of dozen you enjoy while you're there at the party. That type of party, you're guaranteed to bring home a tray of cookies. Now the party I'm going to Saturday, I call that an unstructured party, where the host just says bring whatever you want to bring, however many. When you get there, you put your tray on the counter or table and people nibble on it while they're at the party, and then when it's time to go, you take a to-go plate and just create your own plate of cookies to take home. There's some disadvantages to that type of party that you're not guaranteed a tray of cookies when you leave. However, with my experience in this group that I go with, cookies have never been a shortage. It's always a lot of fun. If I had to choose which type of party I would rather go to, would be the one I'm going to on Saturday. Just a lot more relaxed. It's not about how many cookies you get to take home. It's just the fellowship and fun. And then bringing home a tray of cookies is just a bonus. So today is Thursday. I'm having to start prepping because my sugar cookies actually take 2 days. Super simple design. Saw it and thought that's simple enough that even I can do it. And the other one is a bar cookie, 3 ingredients, but I'll go over both of those with you. I'll give you a few little snippets of me making both my cookies. I'll put both recipes down below if you're interested, and I need to get busy in the kitchen. All right, here's a screenshot. One of the cookies that I'm making, these little round iced Christmas lights, and they're made with little mini M&Ms. I thought they were so simple and cute. I will type out the cookie recipe that I use. A lot of you have your own favorite one. But if I could give some of you beginner cooks one tip, that would be to always use real butter. Never buy margarine when you are doing baked goods. I want to give you one more little cookie tip. The dough that I use is definitely a cookie cutter recipe. It's not one that you can just roll in a ball and make round cookies. I always roll my dough on wax paper and then pull the dough out around the shape and then lift my shape up like that. That ensures that my circle will stay a circle and it won't get distorted by my fingers picking it up. All right, my cookies are baked and on cooling racks, and they're going to set out the next 24 hours and air dry. I know that sounds like a long time for them to be left out, and if you've ever left a package of cookies open the next day, they were definitely softer and even tasted better, and that's what happens to these. So I'll be back in the morning to decorate. All right, my cookies are ready to ice now, and I've got my royal icing made up. I usually use a squirt bottle. It's just easier for me to handle. I love this one because it just makes a small little batch. This is all it makes, and it always works great for me. Otherwise, a lot of recipes make a big, huge bowl, and you have all this left over when you're not in the cookie business. They do make a white gel food coloring to make your white icing whiter, but it's not necessary. This will be white enough. So I'm going to get these cookies covered. When I bought all this cookie supplies about a year or so ago to play around with it, I quickly learned an appreciation for people who decorate cookies like this. Even with a round cookie and a round icing, it takes talent to even do this. And mine are by no means perfect. They're good enough for my party. I didn't quite have enough to do my little zigzag and green, so I happened to have a little tube of this green for my string lights. Now I'm ready to place my M&Ms, and the good thing is the M&Ms will cover up some of the imperfections in my string lights. All right, I'm ready to assemble the second cookie I'm taking tomorrow, and it is a Pillsbury recipe, and it's 3 ingredient marshmallow M&M bars. The 3 ingredients you're going to need is a tube of peanut butter cookie dough, easily found at the grocery store. I just happened to have all the ingredients and just made my own batch of cookie dough. You're going to need a jar of marshmallow cream. Now, I read in the comments that it's not recommended to substitute marshmallows for the marshmallow cream. Evidently, they bake a little differently and the marshmallows tend to burn, so make sure it's marshmallow cream, and some M&Ms. I've never tried this recipe before, but with peanut butter, marshmallow, and chocolate, you can't go wrong. Now, I'm going to make 2 batches. That's why I have 2 pans here, and I made 2 rolls of dough so that my family can have some for sure next week. And I'm not going to follow the recipe exactly. I'm going to do mine in a couple different steps, and I'll explain that to you in a second. I'm going to take 3/4 of the dough and press it into my ungreased pan. The recipe has you mixing up your dough in M&Ms, but I'm just going to do one at a time. All right, I have 3/4 of my dough pressed in the bottom of my pan, and I'm going to sprinkle M&Ms on top and kind of press those in the dough and bake it for 20 minutes at 350 degrees. All right, I've got my cookie bases pulled out of the oven now. I need to make a correction. The first baking time is 350 at 15 minutes, not 20. The recipe link below is correct. Now I'm ready to put my 3 toppings on top. I'm going to take some spoonfuls of the marshmallow cream and just put about 16 dollops on the bars so that just about every bar will have a bite of it. Then I'm going to take the remaining cookie dough and kind of put little balls of cookie dough around the top of that, and then sprinkle just a few more M&Ms on top. And then I'll put it back in the oven for another 15 minutes. All right, here are my finished cookies, and I want to show you here that now that I've got them iced and got the little M&M lights on there, they're going to have to sit out another 24 hours for the royal icing to dry. And I tell you, those M&Ms can really hide some mistakes in my decorating skills. But I think they turned out cute, and hopefully people can realize that they are a string of lights. And here are my cookie bars. They appear to be pretty thick in the pan. I'm going to let them completely cool before I even attempt to cut them into squares. With those 3 ingredients, I imagine they're pretty rich, so I'm going to cut them up into 16 pieces. So I got my 2 containers here. Not sure if I can fit them all in one or have to split, but just wanted to share with you the goodies that I'm taking tomorrow. I anticipate a lot of fun, a lot of calories consumed. So I hope you enjoyed it. Check out the recipes below, and I'll be back in a few days. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.